Hello everyone and welcome back to English discussion with Phạm Thế. And do you know where I'm standing? I'm standing at Nguyễn Huệ Working Street, and we have just have some books to buy and something like that. So maybe it is the first time that I have the opportunity to buy some English books to read, and I find it's really interesting and I'm really excited to read it. So as you know, the books has been some stuff and something which is really important in this life. You cannot imagine that how many values that the writer, the author tried to put the experience in the book. So everyone buy the books and everyone read it, and to make sure that they can acknowledge some new skills, they can encourage their communication skill or their soft skill or something like that, which they cannot find and they cannot attain it in the real life. So reading books is the really good way for them to attain and pursue some skill which is good for their futures, their job in the future. So what is the benefit of reading books? And in my opinion, I have three benefits of reading books. The first is that reading books is the good way for you to encourage your knowledge and to expand your experience about this world. Yeah. Why can I say that? Because as I said before, if you want to become a doctor, right, you have to buy the book of know how to do the good doctor, around the tips. They will show you the tips, because the book which is related to medicine, which is related to doctor, is good. The mentor means the previous doctors, or some master of the doctors industries. They put a lot of experience which they uses in their history, or for a very long years ago. And when you know about the history, right, and you know about the method, you know about the solution, and it's good for you when you read that book and you have a lot of knowledge, and you understand how can I treat the person with this disease for by some medicines or some methods, and you understand a lot. And you can say that when the mentor, when they retire from their job, from their industry, and they try to they try to transmit their experience, and they try to convey it for everyone, to make sure that they can inspire them, they can motivate them, because the author is the very good motivational. They can inspire every people by the books and something like that. They try to put their knowledge, they try to put their experience, and a lot of they have a lot of obstacles and many challenges in the job, but when they write it, and they try to write how to avoid it, how to avoid the mistake that they have made in the past. So to make sure that the readers, I mean the ones who try to attain that job, who try to change the job in the future, they will have the opportunity to acknowledge, to understand, to know about that situation when the mentor make the mistake. Yeah. So they know how to avoid it in their future, and it's good for them. And secondly, reading books is the good way for you to improve your memory and to become more creative, and become more creative. And yeah, it's good for your imaginary skills. Yeah. Why did I say that? Because when you read it and you understand the situation of this life, and you can create a lot of things. You can use that ideas to adapt with each situation, with each circumstance in your life. It's good for you. And finally, reading books is the good way for you to release stress. Because why? Because books is the really good friend for you. That is the really good friend for you. When you don't have any friend to play, when you are alone in the bedroom or something like that, and you just pick up the book and you just read it. Yeah. And you can put your soul, you can put yourself into the story, into many stories, and you don't have to travel a lot. You just read it and you can imagine about the scene, about the landscape, about the good buildings or something like that. Yeah, so you can imagine a lot, right? For example, if you don't know much about Hanoi, if you don't know much, you don't know what really is in or how it look in Vũng Tàu or Đà Lạt, right? And as usual, if you want to go there and you want to see about, you want to enjoy the scenes, you want to enjoy the landscape, you have to travel there, right? You have to spend a lot of money to travel there. So instead of it, you can save your money and you can sit at your home, at your house, and you just read a book. Okay, you find a book which is related to Đà Lạt, which is related to the landscape of Vũng Tàu or Hanoi. And you know, the author put a lot of experience because they have the experience when they travel there and they go to a lot of you know, a lot of places in that town or that landscape. And also the author or writer put a lot of their emotion into that into the books, and they can, you know, they can put the advice for you. Where should you go to, what should you do when to go there, and they will talk about, you know, they will write about the culture of the country or something like that, and you can read it and you can, if not, you can acknowledge it, you can experience it, and it's good for you. You don't need to pay a lot of money to travel there. Yeah, but if you just stay at your home and you just pick up the book and you read it all the time, and you think that, oh, I will become the successful person in the future because I read a lot of books. I buy a lot of books every week, and I read all of it for a month or something like that. And you can see it in my bookcase. I have 1,000 of books, so I will become a successful person because I have a lot of experience. No, you cannot conclude that. You cannot conclude you are a you know, a high standard person in the society, or you cannot say that you will become a successful person in the future because you get a lot of experience of the books. If you just read it, and you don't know how to apply it in your practical life, it cannot become something realistic. It's just the theory. It's just a tough and dry theory. Yeah. So you just waste your time. You just waste your money buying the book, to buy the book and read it, and you just have it, but you don't know how to apply it in the future. So I recommend that if you want to become a successful person, if you want to use the knowledge in the book in the right way, you have to read it when you know, when you acknowledge, when you understand about that knowledge, right? You have to go to the society. You have to apply it by, you know, you have to communicate with the people. You have to try to do a job or something like that, which is related to the knowledge that which relates to the knowledge that in the books that you read. Yeah. And one more thing, I don't think the books is the key, is the only key for you to get the knowledge or to get the experience from. Because you can see that somebody they are not a good reader, but they still be the successful person. Why? Because they try to raw themselves with the life, with the society, is as soon as possible. Yeah, they, you know, they don't have any knowledge when they go to school from the books or something like that, but just because they experience in the society, they, you know, they try to do a lot of jobs and they meet a lot of people and they try to encourage their communication skill and some soft skills, and finally they become the successful person without read the books, and after that they write the books to sell it. Yeah, so I think the books is not the only key for you, but that is the very essential and very important thing for you to have the basic knowledge if you want. So I think that each of us should have you know, our own favorite book to read every single day is to encourage our language, to expand our vocabularies, or to be more creative, or you know, it's good for our memory or something like that. So books is our friends, right? It's our friends, so we can communicate with it. We can put our soul and our life into the situation to make sure that we can we know how to adapt in our future in each situation, in the stories of the books. Yeah, thank you very much for listening today.